everyone. Welcome to the first episode of my very own podcast. I'm going to call it A Couple of Creeps. If you don't know by now, my name is Morgan, and I am joined by my two least favorite hosts, Colin and Chris. And if their voices sound oddly familiar, it's because they are the hosts of the wildly popular Simply Whelmed Pop Culture Podcast that comes out every Wednesday morning. And the only reason I agreed to let them on here is because I happen to be married with one of them.
It's because you need someone to show you how to do this.
I did not say that.
I'm just the eye candy.
Yeah. He's just here because you didn't want to make him feel left out. And I'm only here because you needed someone to run the thing.
I didn't say that either.
There's a lot of accusations.
If she was confident enough, she would do this by herself.
They came begging me, asking if they could be part of my podcast. Please let me in. Now, they focus on the pop culture and the now. I am a little different. I like all things creepy. Aliens, ghosts, serial killers.
That's why you're married to me. You're all things
Bingo!
Bingo!
But, so, this podcast will be called A Couple of Creeps. Hopefully you like it. Please love me.
I need it.
I need this.
Really need a win right now. You know? Going through a rough spot. I just really need.
I really need this.
It's just episode 7 and you're...
Please, somebody.
Nobody has listened. Please, somebody.
Turns out I forgot to post it. And I'm just like, I'm too afraid to tell you that I messed up. So
First 7 episodes, I'm like, I can't believe nobody's
not a
listened
single
to
download. And I'm like, I'm making fake accounts to comment.
Like, I know, baby. I don't know.
Oh, they love you, baby. And it's just Chris and I fucking Smurfs, you know, fake accounts.
You guys are panicking.
Ooh, do you want us to swear in this or no? Do you want to keep this clean?
Oh, no, you can swear.
Shit.
Well, she.
So you didn't tell me. What's the premise of this podcast?
So, the premise of this podcast is to talk about, like I said, all things creepy. Like this week, I'm going to be talking about the Skinwalker Ranch. But it's going to vary. Like I said, it's going to be about serial killers, aliens, cryptids,
Ghosts and goblins.
ghosts, goblins.
Are you telling me?
Our neighbors.
Are you telling me you might be doing like true crime?
Yeah.
Rock on. Rock on.
I'm all about true crime. Paranormal true crime.
The
Gets my
closer to
socks
the crime
off.
she can be, the better.
Yeah. I am the crime.
I am.
Did you ever see the movie?
I am the danger.
Not to take this out of pop culture. Did you ever see the movie Creep? I know that you did. You watched it with me.
Yeah.
You ever see
Creep.
Yeah. No, have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh, you got to check it out.
Yeah. They're 1 and 2 are both super
very
creepy.
good. Yeah. But
Chris is chugging iced chai tea. And that's why I need this podcast to go, because that's my last one.
And it's delicious.
I hope so.
we're on you, girl.
So, today we're going to be talking about something really fun. I think it's fun anyway. We're going to be talking about Skinwalker Ranch.
I like skin and I like walking.
And I don't live on a ranch, but that may change someday.
Ranch is pretty good dressing, so I
I like
with it.
skinning walkers, whether they be zombies or people on the move.
Who knows?
Investors? Possibly.
Okay. So just as a little backstory, the Skinwalker Ranch is a property approximately 512 acres, located southeast of Ballard, Utah. It is reputed to be the site of paranormal and UFO-related activities. Its name is taken from the Skinwalker of Navajo legend concerning vengeful shamans. So if that
Vengeful
if that sounds like something you're into, let's just
Let's
hop right
dive
into
in.
it. Okay. So, as I said, they're in Utah. They're located in the Uinta Basin in northeast Utah. The Skinwalker Ranch, also known as Sherman Ranch, and, believe it or not, the UFO Ranch.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking lived there. No. It's just, we got skinwalkers, we got UFOs, we got killer
some
clowns.
guy named Sherman.
Yeah.
No, that's the worst part. It's Sherman.
The Shermans, man. But this ranch is filled with myths and mysteries, including UFOs, aliens, cattle mutilations, crop circles, Navajo witches, and skinwalkers. The ranch is located about 3.5 miles southeast of Fort Duquesne, Utah, and borders the Ute Indian Reservation. The Indians have long said that the bordering ranch is on the path of the Skinwalker, parentheses, whatever.
Parentheses.
And
Like you did air quotes, parentheses.
parentheses as I do air quotes. And for that reason have long been forbidden to go near the property. Just for reference, a skinwalker is a malevolent, shape-shifting witch of the Navajo people, which the Ute people take very seriously.
Malevolent or malevolent? Go ahead. I'm just trying to throw you.
I was going to say, I'm like, oh.
I'm reading what I wrote, guy.
It didn't have the red squiggly under it. It's a word.
It's a word. It told me I spelled it right. So, the ranch was the first homestead by the Myers family in 1905 and consisted of a few small buildings on the northwest corner of the ranch at the foot of Skinwalker Ridge. Later, the original homestead was abandoned and the Myers established a new home on the eastern side of the ranch. By the 1930s, it was occupied by Kenneth John Myers and his wife, Edith Child Myers. They lived on the property until 1987. During their time on the ranch, they made no reports of any strange occurrences, though some of their neighbors did. Yeah, so they're like...
disturbances. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, the neighbor.
They're just rocking out.
Them Duke boys are at it again.
Damn Myers, kid.
They don't know how to behave.
Meyer, I barely know her.
In the 1950s, numerous reports of UFOs began and continued throughout the next several decades. And this is a fun fact. Interestingly enough, these were not the first reports of strange aircrafts in the sky. The earliest mentioned dates are from the late 1700s when Spanish explorers in search of the Spanish Trail passed through the Uinta Basin and reported seeing a craft in the sky over their campfires at night.
Oh.
Well, that's pretty fucking interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said late 1700s?
Late 1700s.
Man, when you got stuff like that, like if there's evidence backing that up,
Well, but it's hard because, like, what evidence? It's the 1700s. You got a bunch of Spaniards going, there was some shit in the sky. I'll tell
There
you
was
that right
something moving up there.
now. I like that you gave them a slight southern accent. You know, those southern Spaniards.
you know.
The conquistadors coming in going, well, goddamn. There's some lights.
There's some stars moving up
There's
there.
some lights in the sky.
But by the 1970s, the UFO reports numbered in the hundreds and included strange fireballs and aircrafts that ranged from 20 to 30 feet across to as large as a football field.
oh jeez.
Yeah. They were described variously as round, oval, cigar-shaped, and triangular. Some were surrounded by a glowing green light.
I got something cigar shaped.
I was trying so hard.
we
Like,
were
are you
all,
describing
like, trying not to break.
round, oval, cigar shaped?
I
The only
could
thing I couldn't
see
put together
them.
was the triangle.
I could see them out of the corner of my eyes, and I'm like, I can't look at them. Some were surrounded by a glowing green light, others emitted wavy red beams, and others appeared to shoot colored lights from their underbellies. The Utah Highway Patrol were getting so many UFO calls that the troopers stopped filling out incident reports. They're like,
just-
they threw in the towel.
It's just
"Fuck
Tuesday."
it. We can't do anything about it. I'm tired of
It's
writing.
like the first of the month at a grocery store.
Yeah.
They just accept it.
It's just life
just-
now.
Why is it so busy? Oh, it's the first of the month.
This is life.
Why are there so many UFOs? We live in Utah.
We live in
What are you-
Utah.
what are you
We're next to
talking about?
Skinwalker Ranch. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? But at the same time, local ranchers also began to report bizarre cattle mutilations.
Mutilations, huh?
Yeah.
Like what? You got a list there, or just mutilations?
Well, just you wait and see.
Oh no.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's so much more. So after the Myers vacated the ranch in 1987, it stood empty for 7 years before it was purchased by Terry and Gwen Sherman in 1994. The couple moved in with their 2 children and livestock. To their surprise, they found that the previous owners had placed deadbolt locks on all the windows and doors, including those in the house, so like closet doors and the pantry had
Jesus.
deadbolts on them.
Keep something in or keep something out?
Yeah. It said some of these had deadbolts on both the inside and the outside of the house. Even the kitchen cabinets had bolts on them. And at both ends of the house, iron stakes with heavy chains had been installed, which the Shermans guessed were used for large guard dogs.
My lord. Fort Knox.
Yeah.
That just means that some shit really was happening and the Myers just weren't reporting it.
Well, so I wonder, I like I say, I don't know if anybody's ever listened to the Simply Whelmed podcast. There's a cryptid corner in there, not to cross-pollinate here, but who hosts that is Chris.
That would be my big fat ass.
But I always try and take like okay, let's say it's not the paranormal. What would it be? I wonder if the Myers were into some like
Cult shit?
well, and not necessarily cult shit, but like, were they keeping people against their will? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why they have all the doors locked and deadbolted, and they've got a fucking stake out back with a chain attached to it.
Yeah.
Were they keeping people against their will? And that's some of the weird shit that the neighbors were reporting on?
Yeah.
You know?
But just imagine the house having deadbolts on both inside and outside the doors.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's like, I don't...
That's like finding a secret room in the basement where you're like,
Yeah.
Ooh.
I ain't going in there.
yeah.
That's going to be a hard pass for
Except
me.
the secret room is the house.
The
Imagine
house.
like locking your keys inside by accident.
You'd never get them back. You'd have to break the windows. But the very day the Shermans took possession, the family spotted a large coyote or a wolf in one of their pastures, which soon started to approach them, making its way to a livestock pen. It then grabbed a calf by the nose, trying to drag it through the corral bars. Terry Sherman and his father then began beating the animal to make it release the calf, but were unsuccessful. So when that failed...
They just started beating a wolf?
Yeah.
Like with their bare hands?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
Yeah, that's an important cow.
When that was unsuccessful, Terry shot the animal point blank with a .357 Magnum.
Just gangbang style.
But still the animal held onto the calf and just stood there calmly looking at the men. And after a few more shots, the animal trotted off. And even after all of that, the animal showed no signs of blood or injury.
Ooh.
I would be backing back up
Yikes.
and going back.
That's a mega wolf.
Yeah. They said the Sherman men followed the tracks of the animal for about a mile before they suddenly ended as if it had simply vanished.
Yeah.
A few weeks later, Gwen Sherman was in her car and had an encounter with a wolf that was so large its back was parallel with the top of her window, and the wolf was accompanied by a dog-like animal that she couldn't identify. She's like, I don't know what the hell that is.
A wolf with gunshots in it.
Probably. But damn, if that thing's still trotting around.
Yeah, man. Otherworldly.
Otherworldly.
Perhaps.
Over the next 2 years, the Shermans, as well as their neighbors, reported seeing a number of strange animals in the area. These included exotic multicolored birds, not native to the region, and tall, dark beasts that resembled Bigfoot or Sasquatch. On one occasion, the Shermans saw a strange hyena-like creature attacking one of their horses, and they described the creature as low to the ground, heavily muscled, weighing about 200 pounds, with curly red hair and a bushy tail. I mean, shit, that just describes me.
Right? Yeah. She.
I got bushy tail.
I got.
No. As Terry Sherman approached the animal, it vanished before his eyes, and the horse was found with numerous claw marks on its legs, and a few months later, a neighbor reported seeing a similar beast running across their property.
Oh, so it wasn't even just the Sherman family that was making...
people around.
Oh, snaps. I don't know, that's what sells me, is like when other people are like, oh yeah, like I'm seeing it.
I saw that. Fucking Bigfoot was in my backyard last night.
Yeah, like, yeah, they ain't messing around.
I shot that wolf 5 times.
And he's still moving. The Shermans, like their neighbors, also saw strange lights and flying objects, including more than a dozen in one evening. On many of the nights that they spotted the UFOs, they also experienced the death or disappearance of 7 of their best cows.
Dang, 7?
7.
How many heads count do they have?
Apparently a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's a massive ranch. It was 512 acres.
Right.
Yeah, imagine you have a bunch of cattle there.
Bunch of cows, horses,
Yeah.
Cow
chickens.
farm. Don't find out.
Don't be cows outside.
Don't be cows outside.
Ford,
I don't mean to jump ahead. So are we saying that the Skinwalker is an alien? Potentially?
potentially.
I mean, footprints just vanish, right? Taking shots to the head and the chest point blank.
Yeah.
Not even flinching, not even blinking.
Just
Thing's a tank.
Maybe the wolf is like not Maybe it's a robot. Maybe it's an android that the aliens made, like a drone. Putting chemicals in the water to make the freaking frogs gay.
Getting a little head. Everybody take a breath. Everybody take a deep breath. Lost my train of thought.
Sorry, I got lost in the sauce there.
4 disappeared without a trace, and 3 more were found dead and partially mutilated. One of the dead cows had a peculiar hole in the center of its left eyeball, but was otherwise untouched. Another cow was found with a similar hole in its left eye, and a 6-inch hole about an inch deep had been carved out of its rectum, and the last cow to be killed had been seen alive by the sun just 5 minutes earlier, and it had a 6-inch wide, 18-inch deep hole cored out of its rectum. What's wrong?
I can tell you why right now. I wrecked them. I tore it up.
I'm like, are people fucking these cows? Yeah, I mean, like, it's a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like, is somebody breaking into this person's farm and having sex with the cattle and then killing them?
Yeah, but it's just a small hole in the left eye is what killed him. The first one, and then this one had the hole in the eye, and then about a 6-inch hole,
wide.
6-inch hole about an inch deep had been carved out of its rectum.
Man, it's built like a soup can, you know?
And the last cow to be killed had been seen alive by the sun just 5 minutes earlier.
That's true. Yeah, that guy was in and out of the
He was quick, and it had a 6-inch wide, 18-inch deep hole cored out of its rectum that extended to the body cavity.
So when you say cord, do you just mean like straight up like they drilled out a hole
Like
in this
it's-
cow's butt?
Yeah.
Probing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Probing.
Yeah, all jokes aside. Chris and I are just man children who heard hole in rectum and we're like,
That is
I
true.
know, I was trying so hard not to acknowledge
I was
him.
trying so
I
hard
was
to keep
fine
it
until
together.
he started doing
I was
it, and then
trying
I'm like,
to keep it
son
together.
of a bitch.
Oh my God, you guys are uninvited.
No.
In all 3 cases, there were no traces of blood found, and a chemical odor was also apparent, and there was no evidence of predators' footprints or tire tracks. The cattle that had just disappeared seemed to have been magically lifted from the snow, and their hoof prints would lead to a field and then just simply stop.
They got sucked up into the UFO.
The ground would be littered with broken twigs and branches, and the tops of the trees appeared to have been cut off.
UFO came down.
Yep.
It also says other strange events were also happening during these years. Pastures would unexplainably light up at night, and the sounds of heavy machinery could be heard from like underneath the earth.
Like the mole man.
Yeah. And
What was his name from The Incredibles? Underminer?
I was thinking about the mole guy from Atlantis. Journey to Atlantis.
Oh, yeah.
And while all that's happening, poltergeist type of activities are also occurring, like items disappearing and reappearing at a later time.
These guys can't catch a break.
No.
I was gonna say, Jesus.
Yeah. They were hearing strange and disembodied voices that were speaking in unfamiliar languages. And they were being heard from above, like God talking down to you, but in
Yeah.
a language you're like, I don't know what that is.
No, these guys got like the appetizer sampler of spooks.
Yeah.
Just, you got aliens.
One
You
of
got
everything.
aliens, you got
You
ghosts.
got ghosts.
You got mole men.
You got mole men. You got
Sasquatch walking
God,
around back
maybe.
there. Crop circles of flattened grass were found on the ranch. However,
naturally.
naturally, why wouldn't they? However, the final straw happened one evening in May of 1996 when Terry Sherman was outside with 3 of his dogs when he noticed a blue orb darting around in the field near the ranch house, and he, for some reason, urged his dogs to go after it.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah.
What a dunce.
And the dogs chased and barked at the orb as they followed it into some thick brush. Sherman heard them make 3 terrible yelps, and when he called for them, they didn't respond. And when he went looking for them the next morning, like, this dude's like, I don't know what happened to him, but I'm
not going out there.
I'm
Yeah,
not
no.
going out there.
Sorry, dogs.
I'll come check on you in the
Especially as
morning.
a ranch hand, I mean, his dogs probably aren't like man's best friend. They're workers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a tool, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
I'll look for you in the morning. When he went out the next morning, all he found were 3 greasy-looking lumps with what appeared to be a scorched spot.
Oh.
Jesus.
Needless to say, the dogs were never
Like, they
seen
had been
again.
Vaporized.
Yeah. They were vaporized and just left an oil stain in the grass.
Jesus.
Do you think it could have been like a quick decomposing tool? Right, you know, kind of like dinosaurs.
Or they just got flat. And
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with Colin. I think they were just like,
vaporized.
fire! And just gone.
You know, like how in Fallout you hit them with the plasma gun,
yeah.
they leave like a pile of goo. Things like that.
Yeah, that's, I think. But after 2 years of these terrifying events, the family finally decided to speak out.
Jesus, all that was just in 2 years.
Yeah, all that was just within 2 years.
God.
Yeah. That's
You ever
a
thought about moving?
Yeah, right.
Why don't we go stay in the hotel down the street? But the family finally decided to speak out with the first claims from the Sherman family appearing in the Salt Lake City, Utah Desert News. And then later in the alternative weekly Las Vegas Mercury as a series of articles. With everything that had been happening, the Shermans decided that they were going to sell the ranch.
Yeah.
Good on them.
No shit.
About
Smart
fucking
move.
time.
Yeah, good call.
But before they could even get it on the market, a millionaire businessman by the name of Robert Bigelow, who was a believer in ufology and founder of the National Institute for Discovery Science, offered to buy the ranch after reading about the events in the newspaper. Bigelow bought the ranch for $200,000, contingent on a non-disclosure agreement with the Shermans, who agreed not to talk further about the events on the ranch. So the Shermans are now gone. They're gone. They're like, deuces,
Yeah,
I'm
they took it
leaving.
and ran.
Yeah, sure. Be my guest.
Yeah, bye. Bigelow then began to establish a compound with a high-tech
That's one
sensing...
of your favorite words.
It is. I love the word compound. With high-tech sensing equipment and PhD-level field investigators, scientists, and a security detail which guarded the property 24 hours a day. The investigators were tasked with collecting evidence, interviewing eyewitnesses, and searching for explanations. However, with little apparent, quotation marks,
Parentheses.
air quotes, yes.
Asterisks.
One of these days I'll get it right. With apparent success, the National Institute of Discovery Science was disbanded in 2004. But with that being said, it was quickly replaced with Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Space Studies. Sorry, my brain stopped. Aerospace Advanced Space Studies, which was way more secretive and was apparently working towards a government sponsor.
Secretive in government. I don't like that.
And in 2007, the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program was a secret investigatory
You got it.
investigative effort funded by the United States Defense Department to study unidentified flying objects primarily on Skinwalker Ranch.
They don't be throwing that stuff out for no reason.
Right.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Over the next several years, $22 million was spent on the program and was run by a military official who was based out of the Pentagon. The shadowy program was largely funded at the request of Harry Reid, the Nevada Democrat who was the Senate majority at the time and who has long had an interest in space phenomena and was also, coincidentally, a longtime friend of Robert Bigelow. It all circles
It
back
all
around.
connects.
That's that billionaire money.
Mm-hmm.
Buying a politician.
This information, however, was not publicly known at the time until it was released by the New York Times in 2017. That year, the Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Space Studies lost its funding from the Department of Defense, and after that, the ranch was sold for $4.5 million
Wow.
to Adamantium Holdings, and Bigelow's company then disbanded the security team, but it was quickly replaced by the new owners.
Those suckers only sold it for $200K.
The same year, the Hicken Ranch Road, a Uinta County public road which bisected the Skinwalker Ranch, was gated, and as of today, there is no access to the property, which is guarded by cameras and barbed wire fences, and gates block the entrance with large warning signs.
What? We gotta break in.
Yes. So that's
On location.
that's
recording.
Skinwalker Ranch.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Just out in the middle of the field with our fucking recorder. All right, guys, welcome back to
The
Couple
Simply
of Creeps. Yeah.
Man, stuff like that. It's just, we're all recording and you see the lights in the background.
We just get real
We
quiet.
just have deep bags under our eyes. We haven't slept for days. I'm like, we finally made it.
We're in.
We're
We made
here.
it over the fence. It's taken us 5 days, 12 hours, and 13 seconds.
No, but it always kind of gives me the willies when like stuff like that
The government
happens,
gets involved.
and then the government gets involved. Because it's
Yeah.
like, ooh, something's here that they don't want us to know because they're blocking it off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason the gov got involved.
Yeah.
There's a reason that road is now gated and cameras are everywhere.
There's either a threat or a resource, something they want to keep out or something they want to keep for themselves.
All right.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I want to know both because if I
Yeah.
can keep it and sell it to the government, I want to make that move.
That's me. You want
I mean,
that
the
cheddar.
Pentagon was like, we got to keep whatever's in there contained.
Right.
So that says something.
Pentagon's been a little quiet lately. I think they're cooking up something.
Pentagons are probably the Pentagons.
All three of them.
All three of them.
All
I'm
6
going to
points.
say that everyone who works in the Pentagon lives there, and they are Pentagonians.
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 Pentagonians, and they're up in space with the aliens.
You ever see the movie Elysium with old Matty Damon? There's
No.
like the Sky Society.
Oh,
that
yes,
are like
yes,
the rich
yes,
people,
yes.
And all the slums are down on Earth. It's gonna be like that in
Yeah.
about 10 years.
Yeah, except it's all the Pentagonians up
And
there.
it's all
All I gotta
starting at
say
the
is-
Skinwalker Ranch.
I've
Yeah.
never seen the Pentagon in person. Like,
I don't think
Might
most
not even
people
be real.
have.
Exactly.
Might not even be real. I've been there, not inside it, but I've seen it, and I'm sure you've seen it on your fucking DC trip,
Oh, probably. Or
where
when
where there were all the benches for
Yeah.
9/11.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right at the Pentagon.
To be fair, I was also 14 and probably not very interested in looking at the Pentagon.
I kept my eye out for it. I didn't see it. That's God honest truth.
They have those mirrors
Oh,
that
God.
hide everything.
That's
Just a bunch of those mirrors all stacked up. You just, the fuck is that?
Where
Just
did
a
it
bunch
go?
of trees.
Someone scans a badge at a bench and
You
like
just see
The
two mirrors. You
slide and they go in and just disappear. He's a Pentagonian.
No, so I don't know, man. Like, there is something there with the government.
especially like to this day.
To this
Like you can't go in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so, is the government still involved to this day?
We
Or is it a
don't-
private owner?
So supposedly, Adamantium Holdings is a private owner.
But they might be funded by the government.
Yeah.
It's like a private
Yeah.
military company,
Yeah, because when I
the
was
U.S. can declare war on somebody without declaring war.
when I was reading about them, they're like a real estate company.
Yeah.
But that's all I could find.
They're why the fucking housing market sucks so bad. They're buying up all the houses.
They're buying up all the houses and putting aliens in them.
Putting them on fucking Zillow for like twice the price.
I don't think the government, Adamantium Holdings, is putting
I'm gonna
houses.
hijack
Hold on, he
this.
might be on to
I'm going to
something.
hijack this podcast and turn it into like the next, what's that called? With the whole crazy boy just got sued for like $1 trillion.
Oh,
Alex, not
Practical Jokers.
Alex Jones
Alex Jones. Yeah, what the fuck's his
Same
show
thing.
called?
turning the frogs gay.
I can't remember.
I don't know, but it's basically like
CNN, I think. I don't know.
Like conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hijack it. I'm gonna become the next Alex Jones minus the, slander against mass killings.
I don't think so. I'm gonna put a hard pass on
Hard
that.
stop.
Hard stop right there.
You know what it is? It's the damn government getting involved.
They're putting things in the water.
Turns the frickin' frogs gay. But no, yeah, aliens maybe.
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
No, I think it's Bigfoot.
No, I don't think it's Bigfoot.
I think. What if the aliens are just like pulling all?
All the cryptids together.
All the cryptids
It's like
there.
Godzilla. They're putting off the beacon to draw all the
Yeah.
monsters together. Let them fight.
And they're just gonna fight it out. They're
There's a
gonna
fucking
duke it
cheaper-
out on Skinwalker Ranch.
We got a movie idea right here.
Well, let me throw this one at you. How do we know that the aliens didn't drop off Bigfoot and
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's just inhabited from another planet?
All right, let's get fucking
We
real.
don't. Oh my
Let's
god.
get real weird here.
What if
What
it's
if-
like Mortal Kombat out on
Yo!
Skinwalker Ranch?
What if?
Stop fucking playing.
Now, what if the aliens seeded life on Earth and Bigfoot's the missing link and they put him back?
I think he's off.
Or Bigfoot's like the proto-human?
I like my theory.
I like my idea.
What's your theory?
My theory is that the aliens dropped off Bigfoot, and Bigfoot is just like a human, but just from another planet.
He's just a G from planet XYZ.
Right.
You know?
Hear me out.
Hearing you.
When we go trespassing on Skinwalker Ranch,
Yep.
we need to take those
Hypothetically.
hypothetically.
Allegedly.
We need to take those boards like they did on the Discovery Channel searching for Bigfoot, and we can just stand in the middle of the ranch and smack them together.
Yeah, the tree knocking.
Yeah. Found us a Sam Squanch.
Found a Sam Squanch.
Sam Squanch.
Find me a Sam Squanch out here in Utah.
Well, appreciate that was quite a bit of research.
That was
That's
really
refreshing to
interesting.
have a lot of research done on a cryptid like that.
Mm-hmm.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
We're looking at you, Christofferson.
I supply plenty of research with my cryptids, and I don't appreciate this
She handwrote
slander,
all of that.
this
Scroll your page right there.
I have 5 pages.
propaganda.
She wrote that.
And it's not even like an big. I think,
She got it done in 30 minutes.
look at that.
Half of that is 15 minutes right there.
Boom. Anyway,
He just fucking... All right, well, clicks the mic
Well,
off.
it's been fun.
been fun. Keep it creepy. I'll be back in a week.
I might be.
What about you, Christopher?
If they let me, I don't know. If I get bullied, I might have to rethink about it again.
It's not bullying, it's ribbing. You know?
But Bill's character.
Yeah, rob some dirt out.
It's bullying when I push you down the steps and call you stupid.
Just blame it on you.
He tripped, I swear.
He tripped. I didn't do that. But anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy. I promise I'll get better. This is just the first episode. But keep it creepy, and I'll be back. Have a good week.